Hey folks, it's Vince the Evil DM. We're back with another episode of Railguns and Dragons. We're continuing along with the series here in the High Seas book, Book 3, Adventures of the High Seas, excuse me. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about two classes that actually really fit with the High Seas. We're going to be talking about the Pirate and the Sailor. I decided to do two together back to back because they're kind of small and they're basically the same type of class. So with that said, I'm going to jump right into it. We're getting closer to Palladium Open House. Hopefully some people out there are going to go to it, and it's not canceled. We'll have to cross our fingers, though there have been some rumors it might be. So if you're at Palladium Open House, I'd be glad to sit down and have a game with you or drink or whatever. Have to meet up. Be fun to see some people there at the open house. I'm looking forward to it in April. Only about, 2.5 months away. So, no, is it in March? March, sorry. Month and a half away. So anyway, let's right into the book here. Flipping to page 17, we got the pirate. So the pirate is a part of the men of arms. I keep saying man at arms like it's He-Man or something. So used to that as a kid. Men of arms. They are seafaring rogues and cutthroats who make their fortune by plundering merchant vessels, kidnapping, and extortion. So, with that said, right off the bat, generally a pirate is someone that's not good. They could be an evil alignment, and they actually go as far as saying they cannot be good. Now, could a pirate be good? A pirate be good at heart? Sure, why not? Your campaign, your world, do whatever you want to do as the GM, and if you want to allow someone to be more of a good alignment, not fully good, but just a little touch of good, why not do it? It's your game, right? Nothing stops you from doing anything in your game. They do go on to have to tell you about some of the restrictions of pirates, which are much like the sailor class. Pirates wear leather armor or none at all, because with a pirate, you want to be as ready to go in case you fall off the ship. Now, if you're wearing heavy armor, you're not comfortable in it and you may drown. So leather armor is all they wear. Heavy armor is too restrictive and they believe will be sent into their watery grave. So, however, it is worn on occasion, so it's not out of the question that they can't wear the heavy armor. They just don't prefer heavy armor. So most of the time, you're going to be wearing leather armor or no armor at all while you're on the ship. Preparing for an attack on ships, you're probably wearing leather armor. Going on land now, you will more than likely probably want to wear a different type of armor. Now, if you're playing a pirate in a land campaign, you probably will be wearing something more than just leather armor, or you may just wear leather armor because that's what you're used to as a class. It's really up to you, but generally if you're playing a pirate, you're not going to want to be being stuck on a land game. You're going to want to at least have some sea type adventure with this type of class. Otherwise, most of his skills are pointless for you. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, their signature weapons are a cutlass and or scimitars are mostly identified with pirates, but almost any small, medium, or medium-type weapon can be used. Basically, the same descriptions under a sailor is the same as here. Pirates usually have a wide variety of weapons and armor from the vessel they have plundered. So, there is some pay involved with being a pirate, because generally when you're part of a ship, you do get part of the pirate plunder. Now, it really can range from anywhere from a couple percent to a 0.5% to 2 to 8, depending on how many people are on the ship and what you rank on the ship. And generally, if you're starting with a new character, you're not going to be more than everyday pirate that swabs the decks or throws the mast out or whatever, the sail, excuse me, and things like that. You're not going to be the officer of the ship or the first mate or even the captain, unless the GM is starting the campaign with you are the captain of the ship, and the players, or maybe the captain of the ship is the GM, and the players are all pirates, and they're all ranking somewhere on the officer ranks of a ship. That way, there's no real arguments, and you can get good percentage of whatever, 8 to 10% of, or 20%, depending on what the things happen. You get meals, you get a bunk, you get some wonderful things on the ship, so it really depends. So for hand-to-hand combat electives, you are a combination of a thief and a warrior all rolled into one. So either select hand-to-hand thief or hand-to-hand mercenary when you're a pirate. So you have two choices there to pick from. You can't have both. Pick one or the other. And obviously you can't be anything good, so unless the GM somehow waives that. You get the standard amount of goldish, around 100, 120 for the class. You get a set of armor and stuff like that. You do need a physical strength of 7 and a PP of 8. Again, you get right off the bat swim plus 18% and weapon proficiency grappling hook. Pirates makes sense, right? Now, out of all the skills, there's a couple in here that are different for a pirate, like paired weapons. That counts as 2 skills, but that's something new that wasn't really presented in the first edition book, and allowing you to use weapons together as one, fighting dual-handed. So it gives you another type of skill to have paired weapons, like think how someone have 2 short swords or 2 sais or something and attacking. You do have your standard array of secondary skills here, and obviously most of them are found in the Palladium first edition book. Some of these things here are pretty much found in the book, except for paired weapons will be found in this book. Now, the sailor would be the equivalent of the good version of the pirate, so to speak. They do have a salary as well. Generally, sailors will be paid from point A to point B, maybe B to C to D, things like that. They generally don't have a assigned position when they're doing that. I mean, there could be. They do go over some salaries for a sailor as far as level-wise, how much gold per month you would get. Of course, GM doesn't have to follow that at all. GM can make up whatever numbers he or she chooses when doing this. Depending on what type of class or assignment you are, that's what you're going to be doing. Again, sailors will mostly use light armors unless they anticipate an attack, or if they're going on land, then they'll use heavy armors. They prefer the lighter armors because obviously, again, heavy armor is water. You boom right into the water and can't swim. Even though you have the swim ability, heavy armor is going to drag you down. It also restricts movement, climbing ropes. If you're knocked into the water with heavy armor, it's pretty much certain death. And I think the argument here with that is, you want to spend time saving your life and swimming, or do you want to spend time trying to pull that armor up without drowning to death? So, and they do go into something that isn't in most of the books, removing armor underwater, and how long it does take to do that while breathing. So some people were asking for that. There's that. Again, there's the weapon proficiencies. Their type of weapon proficiency is a cutlass or a short sword this time. So it doesn't really matter. Alignments, you could be any alignment as a sailor. There is no restrictions on that. All you need is a physical strength of 7, and your hand-to-hand is only mercenary as opposed to mercenary or thief, because you're not a pirate. Pirates have that other ability. You get swim at plus 20%. Notice that's a little bit higher than a pirate. And you get rope works, which is another skill that really wasn't in the original book, but is in this book. So that is a sailor class. These 2 classes are pretty interesting to play if you were going to have a sea-based campaign. Everybody in the group is either a sailor or a pirate or something of that matter, maybe one of the entertainer classes or something like that, which we'll get into in the next video. And I could see a campaign really working really well as long as everybody has some type of common goal class-wise. If you're just like, a regular man-at-arm class and, a magic class or something and a healer, and then you stick in this sailor randomly, you're not going to have a good time, especially if the GM focuses a lot of the adventure on the land. A good amount of things that you have probably won't work unless you made your class to accommodate yourself to be more on the land, as far as not picking sea-based things. So, I don't know. Have you had players out there use these 2 classes at all in your campaign? I never have at all, ever. I've run a couple seafaring campaigns, and they really went south when they did. The players kind of screwed themselves on that, and they went the low road, I should say. And the campaign didn't turn out well, so we kind of got off the sea and went back to land. Anyway, so tell me what you think. Leave some comments below. Like the video below. We are above 1,500 subs now here on this channel, so thank you very much for the people that have supported me. Like this channel, subs this channel. Just keep it going. Good things coming in the future, hopefully, and we'll see you at Palladium Open House here coming up very shortly. I look forward to seeing everybody at Palladium and playing some games that I've never actually got to play in many, many years, like Beyond the Supernatural. That'd be fun to play. Maybe even a After the Bomb game, even though I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles better, but you know what? It's a similar game. With that said, I'm going to head out, so keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, everybody.